And underway in the men's Open B, 3,000 metres with hip number 2, Angus Hinksman from South Australia. Hip number 6, James Cruz of Essendon, followed by Matthew Venner of Knox, Timothy Barnett of ACT, Joshua Carlin of Box Hill, Carlos Rodriguez Ondes from Richmond, Sam Williams from Deakin, Caden Murray from Diamond Valley, John Portwood of Doncaster, Jackson Wright of Western Athletics, Tynan Mims of Mansfield, Nathan Munro of Old Scotch, James Paroth of Old Melburnians, Rylan Simmons, unattached, Eric Udaya from Melbourne University, and to round out the field, Nathan Tiemans of Box Hill. Pacing lights are set at 8 minutes and 30 seconds for the field. So we're going to see the bulk of the pack with the green lights nipping at their heels or on their shoes, which is where they want to be, right on 8:30 pace. So Patrick Matthews, our pacer, sitting nicely in the blue, just half a second or so ahead of that 8:30 pace. As the athletes start to settle in, a little bit of pack bunching at the head of the field. Caden Murray among the leaders, the athlete from Diamond Valley, just sitting on his inside. From Box Hill is Joshua Carlin. So Carlin, Murray, Portwood amongst your top 3. Cruz from Essendon in the mix as well, as is Tiemans of Box Hill, another home track runner of the many that we've seen here at Box Hill tonight, obviously well supported from the local athletes here. So a tall figure in Murray, still at the head of the field. Sitting nicely in that blue zone of the pace lights, just ahead of that 8:30, and just behind Patrick Matthews, our pacemaker. Carlin of Box Hill nipping at his heels as well, as they're well and truly settled into the pace now. So Tynan Mims of Mansfield in the mix as well. Nathan Tiemans of Box Hill is in that pack. James Cruz of Essendon, James Paproth of Old Melburnians. It's a race of any of them at the moment as they all sit in that green zone. Paddy Matthews just looking over his shoulder, making sure that everyone's still in check, as Caden Murray still nipping at his heels out the front of the field. And in a nice formation, we find a pack of about 10 odd athletes. They start to string out over the track. So pace has stepped off the track now, and it's up to Murray at the head of the field, followed by closely by Portwood, who's keeping him honest. We have Mims of Mansfield, or Rising Track Club uniform. Joshua Carlin of Box Hill, joined by his teammate in Tiemans. It's a race of any of them as they just slip into the red zone, a few of them. Still in the mix, still in the hunt for that 8:30 for 3Ks. But we just feel the pace is slowing ever so slightly. So Portwood into the lead now, bridging a little bit of a gap ahead of the train that follows. So Portwood of Doncaster, Mims of Mansfield or Rising Track Club, blue and pink singlet. Tiermans. Paproth of Old Melburnians joining the party up the front of the field as well, as our early leader in Caden Murray just slips back ever so slightly into the back of that red zone. Probably still on an 8:35 pace overall. But it is Portwood who's throwing everything at this. Almost a kilometre to go. He's back into the green zone. Although one shoe's green, one shoe's red, he's right on that line of 8:30, which would be a big PB for him nonetheless. As they go through the first 2Ks, 1.5 laps to go. So Portwood, Mims, Tiernans and Carlin. Paproth there as well. Murray not done with as he sits at the back of that pack. Portwood with 2 laps to go. Angus Hinksman we haven't mentioned yet. He's slipped his way into 4th position. And Carlos Rodriguez is in that pack as well, just slipping off the back of the red lights. Portwood doing all he can to hang on to those greens. And Mims with Rising Track Club. Just up on Portwood's shoulder and passing now with 1.5 laps to go. So all eyes all of a sudden on Tynan Mims of Mansfield and Rising Track Club. Portwood made some big moves in the middle stage of this race. Now he's doing all he can to hang on over the last 500 metres. Our early leader in Caden Murray throws himself back into the mix, slipping his way into 3rd position. And 1 lap to go. We've got an 8:30 in sight if they can close strong. Mims, Tiernan, Portwood, Murray, they're all there. Paproth. Even if they don't hit that 8:30 mark, they're all with a sniff of a PB. And Mims is making the race. Here's 250 metres to go. Murray getting a sniff again. He's thrown himself into 2nd and charging towards that green section to head for a low 8:30 for 3K. Tiermans, Paproth, they're all charging towards the finish line. Portwood, who did so much work in the middle stages, he's chasing a time of sub 8:35. So Mims, Murray, it's a race in 2 out the front of the field. Mims is just going to hang on, but Murray is chasing hard as they aim to crack that 8:30 barrier for the first time, which they both do here at Box Hill Athletics Track. Tiernan, strong finish as well. Portwood and Paproth, all in that mid 8:30 range. Rodriguez, Williams, Hinksman, as the athletes flood in, charging towards the finish line. This men's B, 3,000 metres.